I love hearing stories like that where people overcome things. You hear too many bad things where things happen and people quit, or they make excuses like, well, this happened and I didn't have this. You didn't. And I love that.
That's always the problem, man. If you want anything in life, you got to go get it. And that means doing the work to get it. But, yeah, man, those are the things that I look back and, I don't wish to have a different childhood. I'm glad we had the struggles. I'm glad we had the things that happened because it made us who we were, and it shaped us. It made us determined to do what it was that we wanted to do and, kind of march to the beat of our own drum. I know you know a little bit about that.
Dude, I do, but amen to that. You couldn't hit the spot perfect, man. That was it right there. Don't change a thing. Have zero regrets. We are who we are because of what we've lived through. So that's very inspirational. And I'm sorry about the loss of your mom a few years ago, but I know you've always talked highly of her and she's been an inspiration for you. And I think that's important to always have somebody to look up to, right? And so that there for you was your mom, and that's really cool. So, all right, so you dropped out of the 11th grade or however that went and decided to do what?
Well, actually, I was working for an electrical contractor. I'd learned to run pipe and pull wires. Didn't know much else, but I knew that. But we were doing some subcontracting work from ADT at the time. Well, I was making about $6 an hour doing the hard work, and the ADT guys would show up and hook up those wires that I pulled, and they were making $12. So I'm not a rocket scientist, but I decided, I'd rather make the 12.
Yeah.
So I put in an application with those guys. I remember it like it was yesterday. I called that guy, the installation manager, 10 business days in a row. And on the 10th day, he said, for God's sakes, man, if nothing else, you've got persistence. Come on in.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That's a great story in itself, too. Like, you didn't take no for an answer, kept harassing them. I mean, till you were persistent.
It was kind of harassment, I have to admit.
Today's world, you might get charged for shit like that, but not back then.
Yeah, I wasn't worried back then because things were different, right? But yeah today, man, they might take out charges, block my number, and I would be out. But yeah, man, I started installing back then, and I loved it. I had a blast doing it.
What was that like? I mean, dealing with customers and having to go into homes and do something you're so passionate about doing home security and home automation. What was that like?
Well, back then, honestly, if I'm telling the whole story, I was just doing it for the money, man. I was making 6, now I was making 12. I thought I was really moving up in the world, and it wasn't until I was able to install a system for a customer and it actually saved their life that I really became committed to the arm industry. When that happened, it kind of changed everything for me. I already knew what we did was important, but until you see it really happen in someone's life and help them, in this case, save a life, man, that's when I was committed. And all of a sudden, it was about what we were doing and not what we got paid.
Well, tell us about that. What happened for that for that person, that family to be saved, that really put that fire in your belly to have that passion and that why?
So I remember selling the alarm system to them. It was one of the first that I'd ever sold because, hadn't sold before. And, be honest again, we were selling for money, man. You made a commission when you made a sale, right? So
everybody loves them commissions.
I do, and still do, in fact. But we kind of sold in compartments. So basically, I sold him a burglar alarm. We didn't have all the fancy stuff we have today, and it was about $1,800 back then. It was a different world. And once we did that, then I began to talk about fire security. Having monitored smokes. Now, I can see the husband, he was down for the burglary, but now he started to do the math in his head thinking this guy's just trying to upsell. And it was. And I did. And I sold him $800 worth of smoke detectors, man, and I left there happy. I made some money.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't until about 6 or 8 months later I get a call from this guy. Now, we didn't really have caller ID and stuff at the time. It might be showing my age there. But anyway, guy's calling. He's frantic on the other end of the line. I don't know who he even is. And I'm like, calm down, bro. What's up? He's crying because that system had gone off. The smoke detector that triggered was outside his daughter's bedroom. And it had woken the family, allowed him to get his daughter and family out of the house during a fire and saved them. The fire department was able to come and save most of the house. But for me, the most important thing was that we saved lives. mean, the hair still stands up on my neck when I talk.
You've got my hair standing up. And I know Roberto here is like, his eyes got big, his hair standing up. I mean, think about this. For a man as a child whose apartment burned down and they lost everything, to full circle, to be able to go in and install and, hey, I'm doing this just as a job. And then to sell, hey, I'm just doing this to get paid. But subconsciously, you didn't know what was going on, right? I always bring up my therapist. She always says, look, there's consciously doing things and subconsciously doing things. And subconsciously meaning you're not knowing how this is working. You're like, dude, I'm here for a paycheck, but really there's a plan. You save someone's life and it changes the whole game. They call you. You saved their family. You saved most of their house, their daughter. And now you're like, that's my why. Like, I am where I'm supposed to be. Is that pretty much what happened?
Till you find out why, man, you can't really be committed to anything. And it was full circle. And it's probably why I've been in this industry so long. I love it. I love what we get to do. I always kid about it. I piss everybody off in my house every morning. Not on purpose, but because I'm happy, man. I'm singing in the shower. Man, you got to have a passion for what you do to really be good at it. You can't just go through the motions. And that was just the clicking moment for me. Like, this is what I do. This is what I love, and I get to help people. In fact, Jason, we were just, AIS was just awarded in December with a Lifesaver Award, and that's when a system saves someone's life. There's a YouTube video out there now about it, and it's, man, I practically am in tears. I can't even say it. I'm practically in tears every time I see it because we, again, saved a life, and it's what makes this important to me.
Dude, that's so awesome, and congrats on that. You know, anytime that you can impact somebody's life, and you guys are doing that every single day that you go out and install a system, you know, they're less likely to get broken into. It's going to prevent from fire. You're going to save lives. I know that feels great. And the systems are cool now. They're not like what you sold, 10, 15 years ago. They have all bells and whistles and a lot of cool stuff. So that's definitely inspiring. So opening your business, Michael, when you opened this up recently and you're growing, what are some of the struggles that you had? I mean, I know we were partners back in the day at PHT and you went off to do your own thing. And I always admire that, when people, sometimes they're running a road together and they go, look, I've got to take my own road. And I just think that that's important to know when that is for people and to be okay with it. And you took a journey, and not only did you just take that journey, you killed it, dude. You guys opened something up and it caught fire. So my question is, what struggles did you get to go from when you opened to now?
It's funny because people only look at where you're at. They don't look at what you've been through to get there. You're right. We were partners back in the day. You've done some alarm work yourself, and there was a lot of alpha dogs in there at the time.
A lot of alpha dogs, man. We were like arm wrestling and mud wrestling. I mean, shit, we should have got paid.
Yeah, if we had videoed it, we might have got paid. It could have been UFC 247.
That'd have been great, though, right? Hey, but you remember, I'm always going to have my money on me. You're going to have your money on you, Ben. There was a lot. Yeah. Hey, we had the all-star team right there. Go ahead.
No, we sure did, man. And, I loved what we did. But you're right, man. It was time for me to go my own way and do my own thing. And it wasn't because we didn't have something great. It was because I wanted to do something on my own. So when we started, it was me and my buddy, Eric Bouvet. Shout out to Eric. He's a great friend and partner. And we worked this together. I remember we rented our first office location, and on the way to look at it, we passed this really cool-looking building. It was very nice. It was the nicest thing in the area. But, of course, we couldn't afford it. So we went on and rented our 800 square feet or whatever. And, fast forward 3 years, we ended up buying that building. So it was kind of cool. But we didn't know how we were going to pay the receptionist, bro. I mean, there were struggles. Eric and I were out knocking on doors and introducing these products to consumers ourselves. He was selling them by day, and I was installing them at night.
See, that's what it takes to open a business, Michael. That's what people don't understand. You said it best when you said they just see the final product or what's going on now. They don't realize the sleepless nights, the no paychecks, the reinvestment into the business, the hard work that you're getting up every morning and going to put these in. Eric's going out and selling these. I've been there, brother, opening up the solar company on my own, no paychecks, given everything, risking everything is what it takes to be successful.